Hey guys, so I don't know why I'm feeling compelled to tell this story today. This is a pretty triggering one, a very vulnerable piece of information about me, but for some reason I feel like it needs to be shared today. Maybe some information that needs to be out in the world, so I'm gonna try and get it down while I'm feeling brave. For starters, attractive people have a higher incidence of sexual assault, and I know that there are other factors, but I can tell you, as I had to obtain copies of police reports, that the women that I see waiting in line for reports as well, pretty good looking, and I know that there's some other factors that go into, who these perpetrators choose as victims, but it's absolutely a thing. And for children as well, for an attractive child who doesn't have a natural protector, an absent father, a mother who's too self-involved, even notice that they're there, you're basically a sitting duck, and only a matter of time before someone tries to victimize you. It continues throughout your life, and sounds like your story, then I'm willing to guess that you can count on, multiple hands the times that you've been assaulted in your life. So for me, the first time was when I was about 4 or 5, family member, and I remember the interaction. It was yesterday. I remember that another family member was my main caretaker at the time, and she told me that it was only okay for your doctor and your family to see you naked. And I know it was well-intentioned, but it left a pretty gaping hole in, a safe message for a young girl. And I remember very clearly when it happened, I remember knowing it was wrong. I remember feeling really uncomfortable, knowing what he was doing was not okay. But I remember that my priority was to make him feel comfortable. Kids like that, they're raised to be there for clout. I was taught from a very young age that it was my job to be pretty and pleasant and to not cause any problems. And so when somebody took advantage of me being trained in that way, that's how I respond. What's interesting is that response continued every time that I was assaulted for the rest of my life, really until the recent past. It's not unusual for a victim of sexual assault to pretend like everything is okay, to keep the peace, to not report it, and to just do what you've been taught, to be pretty and pleasant and to not cause any problems. So for anyone who's out there who knows my story, who is critical of the way that I responded, I was trained to do that. The court system reinforces it. So for anybody who has been through something similar, I want you to know that I believe you, and I understand that sometimes the safest thing is to stay quiet. That needs to change. We need to teach our daughters better. They deserve better than to be pretty and pleasant. Just accommodate everyone else. That's all. Thanks for listening, guys.